Since I've been at my parents' house, I've been making this PB&J possibly all week, and it's absolutely delicious. 10 out of 10. I thought while I was here at my parents' house again, we would do a chocolate tasting. It's the same Goodeo craft chocolate brand. This one is 46% cacao. It's a little bit broken, but that's beautiful. Let's try that. Can I get a little bit more straw? Can I get a little bit more berry? Hold on. Let's get a better bite. I mean, it's not as overpowering as the raspberry was, probably because raspberries are a bit tart and strawberries aren't. But it tastes like a very soft hint of a chocolate covered strawberry because there's not as much strawberry as you can see. I don't know. It has more of a strawberries and cream taste, but like it's a chocolate cream. So smooth. So creamy. The strawberry just brings an extra sweetness rather than tanginess. So I am going home today, which is exciting. I cannot wait to see Henry or Monroe. May has so far been quite an intense month in the sense that a bunch of health issues I've been dealing with since August have kind of come to the forefront of no longer able to ignore. So I've had to just be down at my parents a lot. Well, not so much my parents, but I had to go to a lot of doctors and stuff. And my parents live right by all of our doctors. So I'm just really, really excited to be home again. And while I'm home, I hope just to finally get to changing over my autumn winter wardrobe for my spring summer wardrobe, because I'm currently wearing a skirt as a dress. As far as capsule wardrobes goes, I've always had a very gluttonous personality, soul, I guess you could say. I get a huge endorphin high off of things. I don't know if it's things per se. It's just everything in life. Example, I went for a walk today. I finally got out of the house and I got to frolic through nature and really get back in touch with the earth. I'm gonna go home and I'm going to feel incredible. And then what's gonna happen is once that incredible high wears off, I'm going to go, I need to go for another walk. And I'm going to keep doing that till I run myself into exhaustion. I'm like this with food, with things, and about a few years ago, when I was in a really depressed state with my chronic illness, I invested in a linen dress. And the whole act of researching the dress, measuring myself, receiving the package, opening it, trying it on, and frolicking in it, it made me so happy. And then by the time that excitement wore off, I thought to myself, I need another dress. And I didn't need another dress, but that's kind of where my brain goes. And so with things like capsule wardrobes, for me, I get that same endorphin high where I technically get new clothes every time it changes from hot or cold. It's been very helpful for me, one, to save money, and two, to kind of save the environment a bit and not adding more to a landfill. And then how this equates to my illness is with clothes. I've been living with chronic pain for a very, very long time, and I am someone who, I'm ruining my hair. I know this is going to bother me in editing, but I'm trying to think. I don't know if I need a trigger warning here or something, but we're going to kind of talk about body image, or how it feels to be inside your body. When I became chronically ill and the chronic pain started, I became hyper aware of my body because I was so uncomfortable within it. I started realizing if I held my body a certain way, the pain might be more bearable, or it could be more excruciating. I found certain fits of clothing was more comforting, and others made me feel a bit more claustrophobic. This went with like pretty much everything in my life, and soon my whole life was governed by this illness, in good and bad ways. And in the bad ways, I definitely worked on through therapy to get over it. And then slowly I came up with coping mechanisms so I could live a normal, that's the wrong word, a more typical life, despite everything I'm feeling every second of the day. So I subconsciously started taking note of these things. I didn't get rid of the stuff that made me feel uncomfortable just because I need things like t-shirts. Like, I feel most comfortable in dresses. I feel more like me when I'm wearing a dress. But this year, because of lockdown and the fact that, you know, we were snowed in and it was freezing, dresses weren't really cutting it anymore, and I very much started taking sweatpants a bit more seriously, and oversized shirts, and there was a lot of comfort there, but also I was very uncomfortable because the stuff I owned, it was a fit that brought more awareness to certain areas that have constant pain, and it had fabrics that made me feel all itchy, and just all this stuff that made me slowly become more and more uncomfortable. And through that discomfort of pain came this form of self-consciousness. For all these reasons, I stopped filming myself as much, which is why I stopped posting as regularly, because I was in a lot of pain and I wasn't doing the things that helped me get through it, because I didn't have the resources, you know? I didn't have warm enough clothes to wear that made me feel comfortable and made me feel as much like me that I possibly could. This time around, as I switch out my capsule wardrobe, I decided to do something new where I took all the clothes that I wasn't going to get rid of because I needed them, but I didn't love them, I didn't feel comfortable with them, and I put them in a giant basket to go through. I'm holding on to this just in case for nostalgia purposes, or like I have nothing else to wear and I need it. Like this dress, for instance. I got it because it was comfortable and I wanted a dress that was baggy that I could wear in the summertime. But, for example, I don't wear these colors. These aren't my go-to colors, and I don't mean that as in I need a cohesive wardrobe. I mean it in the sense where I just don't feel my best. It's just a bit too short in many different areas. Like, it's a bit too short with the torso and a bit too short with like the length as a whole. Then I have this dress that I took from my mom's closet, and it's technically perfect. It's a long maxi dress. It's a bit baggy but still form-fitting, and yet I feel very frumpy in it. And I think it's due to the fact that this is just too thick. I have quite broad shoulders, and I need to have a certain neckline for it to be, when I say flattering, I don't mean other people find it flattering. I mean, I feel good. And so far, as I've been hanging up the solid pieces in my wardrobe, I have found I definitely have a color palette. I have a palette of, oh, I feel great in this. I think now that I have this list, it will be a lot easier to go shopping, because I do hate shopping. I feel like it's very hard to shop for my body, but I feel like that's what everyone thinks. I'm just very, very tall, and so it's hard to find things that fit my height. I know I need t-shirts, but finding a t-shirt of a fit that I love is really difficult. And a lot of the times I love borrowing one of Henry's, so the intelligent thing to do is just buy a bunch of those shirts. Well, not a bunch, but like of the colors I need. So I know this all sounds very materialistic and probably a bit like I'm doing too much, but I just find it so helpful. How many times is it gonna take me to film this update? And the first time I filmed this, I did an unboxing of a package that I actually got in 2017 that I never opened due to the fact that they sent me the same thing twice. And there was like this whole confusion about it. And then for some reason, this one package has traveled with me through I think we've moved 3 times since I have received this package. But in it was this dress. I don't know if it still fits me. If it will fit me, I should say. I've never worn it. It was in this package from June 17th, 2017. Now it's just time to hang up all the rest of the stuff, the non-important fashion stuff, and hopefully I'll be done. Okay, I had to really darken this screen for this so it could be visible. But for the main priority things I need to buy, some sports bras, because mine are looking pretty nasty now. About 3 t-shirts, a light gray jumper, summer shorts, and by summer shorts I mean like denim or a cotton canvas, a winter skirt, 2 flowy black or dark navy dresses. Oh, you can see my hand here. Hi. One a bit more casual and the other one a bit more fancy. And then lastly, for accessories, a sun visor for when I'm on my hikes and a nice sun hat. Now, why don't I show you my finished closet wardrobe? We have skirts here, 2 skirts. This skirt is one of the ones that, I mean, I love it, but it's falling apart. So I need to say goodbye, but I can't. I have my 1 pair of jeans. Then I have my tank tops. Well, this is actually, I forgot the historical name for it, but it's supposed to go underneath my prairie dress, which is back there. And then we have t-shirts. My favorite t-shirt that's just too stained and tight, so I definitely need another t-shirt. 3 lightweight long sleeve shirts. This one isn't even fully long, so kind of like a spring shirt. Then we have my romper dresses. As you can see, I've got a lot. This actually is stained. Another one I need to replace. I just don't want to. And by the way, when I say stained, it's all stained with turmeric. All of these dresses. See, we got quite a few dresses. And then at the very end, we have 3 coats. My mom's denim jacket from the 80s, a really long black cardigan, and my raincoat. There we go on them back here like I showed. We have my prairie dress, my onesie. Oh, and then this is my wedding dress in here, and then some house coats that belonged. This one belonged to my papa, and that one belonged to my nana, and then I have another one that belongs to my granddad. Up here we have a jumper and a scarf. This is like the workout section, so these are workout tanks, leggings, and shorts, and then my sweatpants collection. I also have this bedside table. Up here I keep just like books and bedside stuff. This one is like undergarments. Then lastly, this is my PJs. So I like how organized it is for me. As well as trying to get dressed in the morning, I should also probably just get myself together this way as well. Normally, I make my own skincare products, but in lockdown, I just decided, screw it, I'm just gonna buy some. But my sister, for Christmas, bought me like their whole range of skincare line. I feel kind of bougie, very, very luxurious. So I tried on the dress, as you can see. It fits and it doesn't at the same time. It seems as though my body has matured quite a bit since I was 25, but I feel like maybe I can like stretch it out a bit. Maybe it's just, it kind of feels like a poorly made corset. A little bit restrictive on the lungs, but not restrictive in the painful areas of my body, which, as you might have noticed through past clips, I didn't go into. I originally filmed more of that, and I just thought, if someone's going through something similar to me, I know when I was at the height of my pain and my mental health connected with that pain, if someone said something was hurting them, my brain would be like, oh, should it be hurting me too? And not because I was faking it, but there was just so much fear inside of me around everything. So for that reason, I've only explained like superficial things where clothes don't make me feel like myself, stuff that has nothing to do with the chronic pain. I do believe it's so important to feel like yourself, even if you're not chronically ill, just like in general. It's that whole thing where I know people who feel like they can't start their day with a cup of coffee or put their makeup on, and then they're able to go out and take on the world. And we all have these little crutches, and I'm hoping that through dressing accordingly, that can be my crutch. And then like exploring nature, I don't know, we're figuring it out, because with the health stuff that I briefly mentioned in the beginning of things getting worse, I will have to have surgery done. That means I'm gonna have to go back on really, really strict bed rest again, and I'm gonna lose a lot of strength, and I'm going to feel like I'm losing a lot of me. And I'm hoping that through this capsule wardrobe and just like preparing my wardrobe for me, that even though I can't go frolic in the mountains, and even though I won't be able to do very simple tasks in the beginning. So the bed rest period's only 2 weeks to a month, so we're hopeful, we will see. I can still feel like me, because I'll be dressed like me, and I'll hopefully be comfortable in the clothes I'm dressed in. So yeah, that's kind of the point of this week's video. Stick around if you want to see everything else I'm doing before my surgery. I'm really living up life right now, guys. I am just doing everything in my power to feel like I haven't wasted a second of this time of ability, a physical ability, that though I'm still in a lot of pain, it's not as much as I will be. Yeah, well, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.